Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Rag Plays The Witcher. Finally, the long-awaited series returns, I'm sure. I decided to take a break. The summer was getting way too hot, and quite frankly, I needed one. I'd been pounding out 3 episodes a week for quite a long time, and I don't know, I was getting a little bit burnt out, but I'm refreshed now, back, I'm ready to go. A couple things before we get going. One thing I wasn't quite grasping in the last episode, the cutscene between the battle between the Order and the Scoia'tael, that is, was apparently just completely a separate thing from us helping the Order earlier. I guess the Order had another victory while we were off fighting Azar or something. I'm not quite sure what was going on with that, but it was another event separate from what we did to help them. As a recap, Triss apparently hiding something from us, and I genuinely don't remember what it is anymore, so it's going to be as much as a surprise for me as it is for you guys. We'll have to try and puzzle that out or something as we play through Chapter 3, which we are now in. She's also advising us to create a stable persona and not look too closely into our past. Yeah. Naturally, I'm sure she has no ulterior motive to keep us from certain memories of certain people and whatnot. No, so she wouldn't do that. Not Miss Marigold. Absolutely not. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we're in her apartment. I believe we already talked to her, so what are my controls? I can't remember anymore. Alright, let's loot it. As is the time-honored tradition of all RPGs. Take everything that isn't nailed down. We have a red shawl and Sorceresses and Sorcerers, a book describing the most important sorcerers and their influence on politics. Gimme. Sorceresses and Sorcerers by Marcus Marcellinus, even. The Brotherhood of Sorcerers ceased to exist after the revolt on Thened Island, when some of the mages were accused of serving Nilfgaard and were arrested or killed. All the important sorcerers were there for a meeting due to transpire on the following day. Neutral mages also perished during the fighting. Among them was good grief, Gedimdith, who remembered the beginnings of human colonization. Interesting. He must have been an elf or something. Unless it was a woman, I don't know. Soon after, Tissaia de Vries committed suicide. Her death marked the end of the Brotherhood and the advent of a new order. After the revolt on Thened Island, some of the surviving sorceresses grew in prominence. Philippa Eilhart consolidated her position in Redania's court, while the elf Francesca Findabair, Queen of the Valley of the Flowers, Dol Blythana, expanded her involvement in human affairs. Triss Marigold, a younger sorceress representing Foltest's interest, also joined in shaping the new order. Adds a glossary entry, apparently, on mages. Check out what that is. Probably way at the bottom here. Gotta find out where... Yeah, here we go. The early days of the war with Nilfgaard saw the end of the Brotherhood of Sorcerers, an organization in which grouped mages and closely controlled the practice of magic. During the Brotherhood's last assembly, a rebellion broke out. It was actually a coup, the Thaned coup, on Thaned Island. Some of the mages were accused of high treason, that is, working for Nilfgaard, and were either arrested or killed. The remaining sorcerers won independence and set up smaller associations. In the wake of the rebellion, the mages retained their influence. Many of them remained royal advisors, sometimes even ruling countries from behind the scenes. Philippa Eilhart strengthened her position as a Grey Eminence of Redania, whereas the elf, Francesca Findabair, the Queen of Dol Blythana, took a greater interest in the affairs of humans and became ruler of elven lands in general. Triss Marigold, one of the youngest sorceresses and a representative of King Foltest, also joined in creating the new order. Basically the same thing what we learned, but whatever. Okay, well, that's one more book taken care of. We have this red shawl. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. We have a potion to brew. I don't know if we can do that here. I might be able to meditate with Triss. I'll have to see. Also, I approve of any game that allows you to look into a mirror and see your character. Very good, Witcher. I was worried about that. She has a pet iguana for some reason. I really like her apartment, though. It's very, very fancy. We can see nice veiled bed, 4 posters. Very good. Very nice. I see myself in that mirror. No such luck. Alright, you lost a few points, Witcher. You lost a few points. Triss.
Geralt.
It's a very sultry-looking nightdress you have on. I can rest here. Good. I love the music in this place, man. Just the, whatever the hell this place is called, the Market District. It's the Market Merchant District of Vizima. Has some beautiful music. Very peaceful town music. Let's go into alchemy real quick here and brew up the... Where is it? We have the Golem. Golem's Obsidian Heart. Where the hell is that? Golem's Pith. We do not have the booze for this. Better alchemical base is required. Okay, so we gotta make white gull first, I guess. Let's go ahead and mix that up. Okay. I don't know where that went. Oh, there it is. Okay. Inventory. Let's drink that. Can I? I don't want to meditate. I guess we have to meditate. Okay, wait a minute. We will meditate just 1 hour. Just 1 hour. So beautiful. Triss, you got a hookah here. What on earth? Bottoms up. Moonrise. Some sort of ability. I believe that just activated right away. We didn't have to do anything with that. That was in the intelligence tree. I think it was this one. Our sign intensity is buffed by 100%, and it works only during moonrises. Which, I don't know whether that means... I guess it must mean the early night, whenever the moon is going up, because I couldn't imagine it, if that were the case, then it would only work during certain days of the month, right? Because not every day has a full moon, or a moon of any variety, quarter moon, half moon, new moon, whatever. Anyway. You don't have any plants in your surroundings, do you, Triss? Where did you go? You disappeared. No matter. Oh yeah, this teleporter, though. You just found a teleport. Where do you want to go? I always found that kind of awkward. Like, why would there be dialogue at all? Like, should it just be, like, one, take me to the swamp tower? Eh. I don't really want to go anywhere for now. Stay here. Just wanted to see our options. I think we do have 2 quests we need to turn in somewhere. That's back up on the table. Mysterious Tower, we can still... I don't know why that's still in my log. That's weird. We have to go to that banquet, right? King's Men, right? That's the main quest for this chapter. Berengar's secret is always poker, dice, our identity, the source. Triss gave us those medallions, or those, whatever the heck they were, to place around the town. And, we're waiting for Luvarden to call upon us. And the same old same, basically. So let's go downstairs. Is she just hanging out down here? Yeah, she is. Alright. Got a pear and some Centauran Pharaoh. We'll take it. Now, I'm not sure 100%, but I do believe the entirety of the Temple Quarter has... Oh, more books. Oh, no. Gimme. The entirety of the Temple Quarter... I don't know why I expected that to open. Has respawned its loot. I've already read this. Arrange these in a sensible order. Sorceresses and Sorcerers, a book describing certain important sorcerers and their influence on politics. We've already read that as well. The Monstrum, we've read that. Anti-Witcher pamphlet. You can see how the devs are kind of trying to lead you to side against humans in this chapter. They're doing their damnedest. They're giving us two different books on it, or at least that's the subject matter that Triss is interested in. Alright, the Rivian Pogrom Anonymous, based on eyewitness accounts. After the war, the people of Rivia were unhappy. Poverty was the plight of many, and most believed the kings and magnates had betrayed them during the peace talks by not exacting reparations from Nilfgaard. A scapegoat was needed, and as usual, it was the changelings, non-humans, and witches. Amir Spark was required to send a furious crowd into the streets. Anyone who seemed different was targeted. Dwarves, elves, and those accused of using spells were all murdered. People also used the situation to settle old scores, loot, and rape. I admit shamefully that few were brave enough to stand in defense of the persecuted. Among those few was the famous Geralt of Rivia, who in seeking to protect his friends was struck with a pitchfork and died. There would have been more victims if not for the intervention of Triss Marigold. The sorceress sent a powerful hailstorm down on the crowd. Only that powerful spell could stop the rioting. What happened to the body of Geralt of Rivia and those who stood by his side, I do not know. You can see why Triss would keep a copy of that, considering she's one of the chief characters in the story. I've learned a little bit about myself, apparently. A book entitled The Rivian Pogrom claims it was that Geralt, known as the White Wolf, died during the massacre of non-humans. So if you didn't figure it out now, yes, we died and came back from the dead at the beginning of the game. The pogrom took place in the city of Rivia just after the war with Nilfgaard. Geralt was killed by an angry mob when he tried to defend the oppressed. The sorceress, Triss Marigold, and dwarf Zoltan Chive witnessed his death. Witcher's body was never found, so no body. That answers the question about the grave I had earlier in the game. If there was a grave, no body in the grave. So we just disappeared, apparently. More on that later. More on that later. Yeah, we had been gone for quite a while. I think the war with Nilfgaard ended something like 5 years before the game started. I don't remember anymore, sadly. Is that it? That's all that's in here? Okay, Triss? You don't have anything to say about that, do you? No, it doesn't look like it.
I'll see you later.
See ya. Yeah, really nice apartment she's got here. She have a bird? She's got a parrot! He's like a very miniature parrot. Like a parakeet, but he's a macaw. Anyway, it's magic. We don't have to explain shit. What on earth is this? Like astronomy or something? I don't know. Don't understand. What else does she have on the walls? The human brain. Skeletons of cats and dogs, perhaps. Okay. Educated woman is Triss. Okay. I guess we're gonna go out one of these doors. Let's go out this door. See where we wind up. Trade quarter. There is much to do and little time to do it. I'm weary and it's already very late at night. I'm going to play for at least an hour. I'm going to try and get 2 episodes out this week with the footage that I capture, but no promises. It might wind up being only 1. Whoa.
You! Stop!
Yes?
Your pass.
You're overdoing it with the passes.
Complain to the king.
He's returned?
No, but all new edicts bear his seal.
Farewell.
Awesome, great helm, bro. Man, I love the look of the. I think it's the Pembridge or Pembroke. I can't remember. The Pembroke Great Helm, I want to say. Awesome. You know, the armor's all wrong accompanying it, but you know, whatever. It's fine. Well, here we are in front of Triss's beautiful house and some berbercane, which we will loot for reasons unknown. Gunisha. I will loot that, because we don't have much of that at all. I don't think any of it, actually. Now, tell me, folks, these are just rose bushes. Oh.
Exhausted.
Come on, do something. No, don't go away. Yeah. There we go. What is this? Just the fact that they made animations for this guy. He's a jester. He's doing his thing. Balancing he's balancing the stick on his nose. I know he also juggles as well. I'll try and get him to do it here. We'll see. Yeah. Love this. Just the vibe of this whole chapter is just so different from the last. It's much more cheerful in the trade quarter. What an asshole. Shove.
Damn, it's hot in this.
Hey, quit it. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All according to plan.
Yay! Yay, scripts. I approve. That is just cool, man. So cool. This game is so underrated. You would not see that in other games of this era. Would you see that in Oblivion? No, you would not. No, you would not. What else is he going to do? Handstands? Come on. Come on. It's just cool. Yeah. Nice. Okay, back to looting. Call me crazy, these are just rose bushes. This is a rose bush. I have one in my front yard just like it. Sort of. Oh, this one. Give me that. Have any... Back to the stick.
Damn,
okay.
it's hot in this thing.
Were you the guy I talked to just now? I don't know if you had anything else to say. I'm going to talk to you again.
You're Geralt of Rivia.
Yes, sir.
I heard about your feats in the outskirts.
What
Did
did
you?
you hear, knight?
Some bad, some good, but no matter. Beasts have appeared in the quarter. You demonstrated your abilities in the outskirts, so kill those monsters.
Monsters?
Okay.
One huge son of a bitch, neither crab nor spider. It crept into the street and circled, then devoured a dog. It's one of those monsters the vendors gossip about.
A Kikimor?
Kiki,
Kikimors.
whatever. Yet it differed. The beast I saw didn't throw itself at people at once. It may even have feared them.
So, not a warrior. Thanks for the information.
Okay, so a special Kikimors? Alright, Kikimor worker.
Damn, it's hot in this thing.
I just gained some free information about that. That's neat. Alright. That was laggy for some reason. Monsters, where are you? Kikimor workers. Kikimor workers rarely appear far from their colonies unless in search of food. Immunity, they're immune to blinding and bleeding attempts, sensitive to silver and insectoid oil, so they're insects, susceptible to knockdown attempts. Duh, they're insects, Rag. Yeah, they're sensitive to insectoid oil. Thanks. Tactics, though blind, they detect vibrations and have a keen sense of smell. They spit acid, they use scent to communicate with other Kikimors. You can get tracheae and claws and toxin from them. Kikimors are an insult to the gods, the filthiest creatures on Earth. They're repulsive. Worse than the Zweigel, you think, maybe? They're repulsive in their resemblance to spiders and even the smallest of them. The workers are dangerous, so say the uneducated, superstitious, and stupid. The truth is far different. Kikimor workers rarely appear near human settlements, and even then they only attack when threatened. Is there anything more beautiful than the Kikimor? A symbol of hard work, resourcefulness, and caution. Master Doregare. Doregare. The wonderful world of insectoids. Thanks, Poindexter. We also had a glossary about, what? Ingredients, a couple of them or something. Kikimor claws and tracheae and that's just the windpipe. I don't know. I don't. Just call it a windpipe. Alright.
I saw a spider-like monster tear apart a pharmacist at the merchant's gate.
What did the creature look like?
Imagine a dog eating a spider, then vomiting it out. Now enlarge the spider 100-fold. Nay, enlarge him 1,000 times. Give him my mother-in-law's face and wrath, and that's your monster.
A professional description. Thanks.
Appreciate
I was
it.
hacking at the beast with my sword. Unlike you, I saw no need to examine it more closely.
Thanks
Man.
again.
Just dripping with sarcasm. A Kikamor warrior now. Okay. It's gonna offer us bits of information piece by piece. Kikamor warriors protect their queen and Kikamor workers as they dig tunnels and look for food. Immune to most effects, including blinding, resistant to knockdown. They use scent to communicate with other Kikamors, I guess like ants. Sensitive to silver and insectoid oil. During combat, warriors spit acid, blinding their opponents, causing crippling pain. The same stuff as the others. A more abominable beast is indeed hard to find. Not quite a cockroach nor a spider. It makes ladies faint and gentlemen feel disgusted. The more warrior reeks of the swamp, and for this reason, I insist that exhibit number 88 be removed from the University Assembly Hall. And anticipating the question, what should be done with it then, I answer, throw it into the compost heap. From a request submitted to the President of Oxenford University. Capital.
I should be a
Foltest has gone mad.
Alright, well, you were
Sending elite
useful.
knights to patrol the streets.
Look, man, like, I wouldn't want to be out here in the heat either, to be honest with you.
Perfect.
The
A
main
witcher
square
completes
hatches
this mess.
many rumors. The main square hatches many rumors. Gossip and rumors.
has lost
Only palace courtiers can match market vendors.
Quite the dangerous one bearing weapons on your back.
I am.
saw soldiers freeing bandits. Why does no one believe me?
Well, soldiers freeing bandits. What?
The whole neighborhood barricaded.
Well, that's somewhat understandable given the quarantine. Hey, flap.
I hate it here.
Could be worse.
White Wolf, spare a moment.
Speak.
Yes.
I have a valuable book.
Okay.
Interesting.
I hope you'll utilize it to solve problems in this neighborhood. Plus, my account with Lavarden will be cleared.
Thanks.
Okay.
My
Thanks.
friends from the monastic neighborhood spoke well of you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. He's giving me a book for free. Physiologus, a legendary bestiary containing information on many monsters. Right-click to read it. This famous work contains vast information on different kinds of monsters. The Skullhead. Tendons, the Zweigel. Zweigel Venom. A Vodunoi Priest. Vodunoi Scales. Vodunoi Bladder. The Stones of Ys. Ys. Garcanes. Garcane Saliva. A Witch Man. Interesting. Okay. Well, a witch man. Occurrence: witchmen roam the roads where Wijmina. It's the Witchers. Okay. Witchmen roam the roads where they live. They spend winters in their keeps, where they plot and perfect their swordsmanship. Witchmen never get ill and tend to be resistant to venoms and charms, for they are themselves enchanted beings. They run from the sound of church bells. Their greed for women is only surpassed by their greed for silver. Witchman is the master of the sword and sinister spells. They are skilled alchemists. They create potions and make their eyes glow in the dark. Witchman is by some called a witcher. Summoning him is dangerous, yet he must be called at times. When none can stand against an accursed monster, a witchman will. Do not touch the witchman, for you will become mangy. Remember also to hide the lasses from him, for the witchman is lecherous beyond imagination. Though the witchman craves silver, never pay him more than the following: a silver penny for a drowner, 2 silver pennies for a werecat, 4 silver pennies for a vampire. If you think you're going to be paying me that, you got another thing coming. Prices have gone up since then, I'm afraid. Garcanes are lesser vampires, found most frequently at cemeteries or near abandoned buildings where they nest. They're fearless in resistance to stun attempts, susceptibility to silver and vampire oil. They try to daze their victims and drink their blood. Garcane saliva, wing membrane, and an abomination lip. Garcanes are the filthiest of vampires, even uglier than fletters. Since fletters are widely despised for their looks, it is easy to imagine how abominable Garcanes must be as vampires. The creatures drink blood, but they are also known Also drawn to fresh meat or even corpses, Garcanes are often mistaken for gargoyles because they lurk on rooftops, waiting to dive at their victims. We have the skullheads. These creatures died out centuries ago. Immunity. Their strong skulls guarantee resistance to stun attempts, while their lower center of gravity makes them hard to knock down. Sensitive to silver, skullheads make use of their stout arms to stun and knock down opponents. Beast liver, beast fangs, and skullhead talons and tendons. Archaeological research is the only source of knowledge about the skullheads. Skeleton reconstruction make it possible to describe the creature's appearance and movement. Addressing his students, Professor Sendevoy Baron summed up research on the skullhead thusly: "We are more than lucky that the bastards died out." Vodunoi priests. They rarely come ashore unless leading a division of warriors or pursuing a religious aim. Resistant to incineration and hex attempts. Once set alight, they prove sensitive to fire, susceptible to blinding. Priests support their warriors with magic. They're able to heal allies and blind opponents. Vodunoi bladders and scales. Stones of Ys you can get from them. Vodunoi are an ancient sentient race. They worship their own gods, and their priests deal with divine matters. Land dwellers know little of these underwater creatures, and the cults which flourish among them, and what is known inspires fear. Deities of the deep lend powers to the Vodunoi priests, enabling them to cast curses and spells. And we have Zweigles, the aforementioned. Zweigles live in filth, in sewers or waste dumps. They should be disposed of while they are young and small. A fully grown Zweigle is a formidable adversary even for a witcher. Practically immune to sword blows, regardless of whether the sword is steel or silver. Susceptibility: to kill a Zweigle, one has to remove its tentacles first. They shower their opponents with numerous tentacle hits. They have Zweigle venom, apparently. The Zweigle is the best example of a monster that has grown accustomed to human settlements. The beast feeds on the waste and filth produced by the city, so it need not hunt or fight to survive. It simply grows and gradually becomes a danger to people. This shows how detrimental continued degradation of the natural environment can be in the long run. Therefore, I implore the reader, respect nature. That seems to be it. We had a bunch of ingredients as well, which I will quickly click upon to get rid of. Tendons, bladders, and scales, and Zweigle venom. Okay. Cool. Well, that was handy. Ladies.
I hate it here.
I saw soldiers freeing bandits.
Yeah.
Why does no one believe me?
No idea.
Monsters on the streets. You're a witcher?
I am. Yeah.
You have an assignment for me, milady?
Yes. I know witches are inhumanly effective. And for coin, they'll undertake any task.
Okay.
Not entirely true, but what's your point?
Yes.
So physical and rough. Unlike my husband.
Oh boy.
I enjoy men like that.
I think I know where this is going.
Milady, you're wrong.
Don't deny it. Perhaps you don't fancy me?
I'm honored, but kind of got a lady now. You know.
I'm honored, but I must refuse.
You're a mollusk, like my husband. I scorn you. Have I
All right,
fallen
fine.
into disfavor?
No, you haven't. Okay. Well, if I wanted to, I could come back and do this, but anyway. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I need to go.
Yeah. Okay. Not going to be doing that. I think Geralt has had his fill of strange women. He's found one that suits him just right now and does not need to go looking afar.
How could I make coin here? Why are these barricades?
Well, we've been over that, I think.
I hate it here.
Okay.
What crawls out of a hole, grunts, and then cuts down a rabble bush? Who knows? But just in case, let's lynch an elf.
What? What the hell?
What's the difference between monsters and tax collectors?
Nothing.
It's legal to hire a witcher to kill monsters.
Wow. Yes.
What's the difference between a sister in a religious order and the king's sister? Orders don't generally deflower their sisters.
Oh, burn. Sick. Awful. It's awful. You have any more?
What happens when a sorceress polymorphs into a viper?
Nothing.
Who knows? None see a difference.
Yes.
Why did they take Princess Ada's pony away from her? She would have found it difficult to digest.
You have more?
Why couldn't I get a job as a royal official?
Too honest.
I loathe taking bribes.
I see. This guy has a lot of jokes.
Why did the druid slap the city guard? It was a natural reaction.
Natural reaction. Very good.
What crawls out of a hole, grunts,
Okay.
and then cuts down a rabble bush? Who knows? But just in case, let's lynch an elf.
Neat. Okay. Lots of jokes.
Don't disturb.
Just listen.
Just listen.
I love this tune.
Me too.
My legs just start dancing.
I wish I could have a dance emote, but no. How do I walk again? I don't even remember. Is it 0? Yes, it is. Nice. This is a great mod to have. Increases the immersion. View.
Geralt of Rivia.
Yep.
In the
that's me.
flesh.
You managed to avoid the quarantine and gain official support.
I did.
Martial law is in effect. Wartime rules apply.
I'll do my best to comply.
You'd better. Traitors taste steel.
What was that about martial law?
King Foltest has declared martial law in Vizima.
Right, yeah, we know
Why
about
is that?
The plague's in half the kingdom, and monsters roam the city streets.
And the quarantine and patrols aren't enough?
Never you mind.
I'm looking for...
I'm a high-ranking officer.
But I just wanted to.
But
I am not your tour guide. Scram!
Alright, alright.
Are you mad? Get away before they lock you up.
Hey, lads.
Keep things shipshape.
Shipshape. We're on land, pal.
No loitering.
Alright, alright.
Monsters on the streets.
Monsters.
You're Geralt of Rivia. You slew the dragon from Quartz Mountain.
I did not. I did not. I let it go. I let it go. Ah. Hey, guys.
They rushed us out without thought of our pay.
You guys, you have a crossbow. That's the first one we've seen in the game. Nice. I saw a barrel just here somewhere. Am I going crazy? Where is it? No, up there. Chris's house. Okay, that's the back door.
I wouldn't flaunt your weapon. A state of emergency in the quarter has put everyone on edge.
Alright, fine. You guys have war wagons, dude. Been, hanging out with the Bohemians or something.
Damn, it's hot in this thing.
Bandits grow bolder.
What was that? That group of heretics, the Hussites, I think they were. That's cool.
They told me to watch for those with a salamander badge.
Good. Keep up the good work, Sergeant, if you're a sergeant. Alright, that was a lot of talking. Sorry about that, guys, but, you know.
Old as you are, I'd stay clear of the guy. I saw soldiers freeing bandits.
Some of this hellebore. Temple Gate. What is this? What are you? Workshop, okay. What's in here? Oh, it's just a house. Alright, well, time to explore. I am recording, yes. It would be a tragedy if I wasn't, and I am. Good.
Pray don't track in any mud.
No, sir. There isn't any mud on the streets.
I'll be a barman.
A barman.
I'll be a barman.
Alright, well, you know what? It's good to have dreams.
Have you heard the price for a measure of salt? Have you heard the price for a
No.
measure of salt?
No, I haven't. Redanian herbal, strawberries, and watermelon. Take it. Barrels with candy in them. And more Redanian herbal. Don't mind if I do. A wardrobe with what? A dagger and a grindstone. I don't think we have the room for any of this. Damn, we need to find... we need to get rid of a lot of this stuff. Ugh. I can't take any of this. Well, let's just see here. I haven't eaten anything, so we should probably have, like, a breakfast or something. Watermelon. Sugar doll. And what? Nice hearty breakfast. Some pork. What was that? And And we don't really have anything to wash it down, do we? We've already read all this. Yes. Yep. Okay. Physiologist, legendary bestiary containing information on many monsters. Read that already as well. Give me this. This can come into my inventory, but promptly be dropped because it's worthless. That up.
Pray don't track in any mud.
Have you heard
Better
the
dressed than this guy. What?
I'll be a barman.
I think you're supposed to be a male, but you've been mixed up your model. I'll have to write that down. How are we doing, guys?
Velarat has gone grey just recently.
Gone gray. Okay.
Vivaldi is insolvent. What a catastrophe.
Indeed. It's a shame about that. What the hell? That is quite a fish. There we go.